just adjust that just a hair. Hello, and I'm back. So earlier today I already did a Facebook Live and I did some errands, and oh, it was sleeting. I met a friend, exchanged a card with her, and just felt like at the time got drenched or pelted with these I don't know, that sleety type stuff. It was icky out this afternoon, so I put on my cozy football sweatshirt. I love football, and now I feel like I'm ready to go, and I can do my second Facebook of the live of the day. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Angie. So with that, I am bringing you in the theme of working my way through some of the papers that are on sale, the designer series paper sale. I now am bringing you, I've been putting it off, the Snowflake Splendor designer series paper. So the one with all the pretty snowflakes and such. And I think I was mostly kind of putting that off because who wants to rush the season? Well, look out my window, the snow is here, and so why not embrace it? And after all, I think we all love creating things with snow, snowflakes, when it comes to the craft part of it, not when it comes to being outside and working with it and creating like snowballs and things like that, or pushing it and moving it. So with that, this is card number 7 out of 10 for my October stamp camp, my virtual stamp camp. Oh wow, Lisa, you don't live that far away from me and you don't have snow. Usually you guys just get nailed, and it's always better here. I feel like you live on that corridor where you get it all. So kind of glad that you guys have a break this time around, because it might be the only time. Hi, Nancy. So let me get my card to show you. I'm so excited because this guy just like warms my heart. He's just the cutest little snowman there. Hello, Kathy. I'm glad I'm doing a Facebook Live a little bit later. It doesn't always work best in my routine. Sometimes I like to do them earlier in the day, but seeing names pop up that aren't common, and I know the ones that aren't common are the ones that are the working girls. So it's good to have you on here. So with the cute little snowman, he just blends in so well with so many of the fun designer series paper in that pack. So let me get my camera switched around and tell you about the products and show you the card in a little bit better way than what I had. One more notch here. There we go. Let me get my iPad here, so that if you guys have any comments or questions, there we go. I want to make sure it's the right way. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, that way if you have comments or questions, you can let me know. And Nancy does have a comment. Please keep the snow there. Yeah, I wish. No, I don't. It just makes so much more work, and you have to be so much more careful driving. Okay, so here is today's card. I love the purple and the blue together. So love, love, love. So if you like to follow along and know where I'm pulling products from, in the annual catalog is the cute little Snowman season stamp set, and that is on page 63 of the annual catalog. And so all these fun snowman images there, and because this one is vanilla colored as well as the hat and the arms, there is a coordinating punch for that. I'm not using the punch for this particular project, but I do love the punch, and so this coordinates with that. And then for the papers, oh, they're so pretty. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this is a paper I'm using, but I kind of want to show you. So look at like the sheet that I'm pulling it from. Here's the full sheet. I've already cut into it, obviously, to make the card. But look at the fun purples and lights to darks, blues and such like that too. Hi, Diane. Thanks for joining in. So there's that, and then on the back side are some more dark blues, and I know I have a great following of people. A lot of you love blue tones and such, so this is kind of fun. And on the back side, kind of almost looks like bleach was poured on it. Like we'd be upset if that was our clothes, but it's fun when it's paper. So just lots of fun. And this doesn't really even have snowflakes, but just kind of a washed out look with the pool party, and some more big pool party, and these almost kind of have like a look of fadedness to it. Don't you love my words today? Fadedness, kind of like stickerous, stickery or something like that. Hello, Julie. So kind of a washed out color wash there. And then this takes on kind of a whole different blue purple look. The other was kind of a light purple. This kind of takes on a darker blue, darker purple look. Hi, Pam. And that kind of color wash there that looks kind of like a stormy sky. And this is the one I almost came out using today, but I really wanted more of the light purple to show through. So that's kind of fun with all those cute little snowflakes. And then the back side has like washed out snowflakes kind of in that pool party too. So if you love creating snowflake type designs and you love blue, this is paper for you. And this paper is on sale. That's why I wanted to highlight it this month, so that you won't be disappointed if I came up with something cute next month and you went, wait a minute, that was last month's sale. Okay, so that is, if you like to follow along, in the holiday catalog, and it's from the Snowflake Splendor suite. And so lots of cute ideas there. Hi, Tori. Thanks for popping in again. Hi, Deb. Okay, so we've got all these pretty papers I just talked about and all these other products, and I'm going to show you the winter snow embossing folder and the Snowflake Splendor season. Yes, Pam. Pam is closing her party tomorrow. So Pam is looking through her book now. She's furiously putting together her list. How many of us have been there? I'm kind of there on a daily basis. And instead of using the blue adhesive back gems today, I'm going to show you a different accessory, but yet those would go well with this as well as what I'm using. Another thing that I'm kind of swapping out and kind of going rogue with is I love that Stampin' Up! Has all these colors here, so you don't have to kind of guess what goes with that, what doesn't go with that. I started out with Highland Heather, and I'll kind of even show you the difference if I remembered to bring out my little piece, but I decided to go with Purple Posy, which brings up a whole interesting fact is, so I'm just using the Purple Posy right here, and I haven't talked about it for a while because it was such a hot topic and subject for a while. Purple Posy cardstock, that is available. Purple Posy blends are available. And then the other thing is that if you want to order like the 5-pack of the in color markers in Purple Posy, that's available. But Purple Posy does not have an ink pad because Stampin' Up! Had so many issues with it that they decided just to say, okay, we are finished trying to make this work. So they kind of did away with the ink pad because they could not get the quality that they wanted from it. Lisa has a great question. If you purchase the suite, will you get the sale price on the Designer Series paper? You know what? I am going to, after my video, plug in the code, because what she's wondering is if you go, you know what? I want it all, and so I just want to be able to plug in that number right there to get it all. Will the paper come up a sale price or not? That's very interesting because I don't know how that is all tied together. So after my Facebook Live, Lisa, I am going to put that code in, pretend I'm ordering it, and see what this particular thing, because it kind of pulls it all into your order, into your cart, and I'm wondering if it knows to then separate this as a different price. So I will, under your comment that you just posted, I will post the answer so that anybody else that might have that same question, not only with this paper, but any of the papers that are on sale right now, then they will know the answer to that question. Very good question, Lisa. Love it. Okay, so I decided to go with Purple Posy just because I liked the lighter look. And here's the Highland Heather, which is another lighter purple, but yet in comparison, it's a lot darker. And as I put the card together, I'll kind of swap out the two so that you can see the difference too. But that's my little spiel about Purple Posy and why you can't get an ink pad, but it's available in every other color. And also Stampin' Up! Kind of just decided to stop trying because it's an in color and it only has a 2-year life with Stampin' Up! So they thought, you know, let's just focus on something else and call it scratch, which is unusual for them. Okay, so just it's fun to look at all these pretty papers together. So the card base, I'm also straying from this card color, cardstock base color is not part of the listing that of what should go with it, but I love how it does. I can tell that I'm filming later in the day because my lighting isn't as great. I'm gonna see if I can tilt and maybe move it. I feel like I'm getting a big shadow. I feel like that's already better. Good. So Seaside Spray is what I'm using for the card base. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when it's folded in half. And then I'm just going to take the purple posy and I cut that 4 by 5 1/4. And you could cut it a little bit less, but I'll tell you why I want it to be that in a sec here. I'm going to run it through my winter snow embossing folder. And this isn't a 3D folder, it's just a regular folder, so it's not super thick, but it has great effect when ran through the cutting and embossing machine. So let me pull that over here. And since I'm embossing, I don't need that kind of number 2. I like to call it a shim, but it's technically a plate. And then I'm just going to place this right in there. You don't have to be really careful when you're putting that in because the snowflakes are really random, so I don't think it's ever going to look crooked or anything. I like things that are forgiving like that. Okay. And when that comes through, so pretty. Hello, Kelly. I'm showing snowflakes. Kelly probably even has more snowflakes up there than what we do here. So how pretty are those snowflakes on the purple posy? Hello, Renee. Renee recently liked my page and I haven't connected with Renee for a while. So it was fun to see her show up and get connected through Facebook. That's awesome. Okay. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is use my layering square framelits dies. And so the ones I'm going to use are scalloped and the square. And what's odd is usually I will do whatever I'm stamping with the square and then have the cute little scallop being the outside. But this time I'm doing it the opposite way. So the layering squares framelits just are a ton. I just kind of throw them all in there because there's so many of those together, but a really big collection of dies. So I'm going to put that through as well. Hi, Shelly. Thanks for popping in. Okay, whoops. I don't want to get it too close, otherwise I'm going to hit my tripod. Okay, so I want to make sure I have now that shim or plate number 2 in there, and I'm going to run that scallop through here on the Whisper White. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get that. Yeah, if I scoot this down, that'll work. And then get the Seaside Spray. Whoops, gotta get the cutting side down. Seaside Spray cardstock and Whisper White cardstock. And I haven't done any stamping, so I can just kind of lay those pieces on there and scoot those through. And I'm using a photopolymer stamp. That's normal, even though it sometimes makes us all a little scared when we hear that creak and crack. So I'm using photopolymer, so it makes it really easy to line up these pieces on here too. So look at the fun little scallop square, love it. Okay, so I need also my stamping mat here to do that. So the cute little snowman image from the snowman season is just going to be inked up with my Memento black ink pad. And it's just big enough where sometimes I like to take and scoot my ink pad over the top versus stamping the image into the ink pad. And like I said, it's very easy to see where that's going to stamp out on my square. Like so. It looks like this is the only guy excited about snow right now. Oh yes, and so many people. So yeah, you missed the beginning because Kelly has said that exact same thing. We need to be excited about crafting with the snow because everybody loves that kind of stuff, even if we don't like the snow itself. Okay, so I have that, and I'm going to do some coloring, and there's blends, Stampin' Blends for the the color, the In Color Seaside Spray, which is another In Color. So it's always fun when, even though this product is only going to be around for a couple of years, love it when they give us some blends and other products to work with for that. So I'm just going to kind of go over the snowflakes a little bit and then fill in kind of the circles. And I'm going to go, there's little clumps of snow. I'm going to actually kind of go outside of those on purpose just to add a little bit more color. And underneath the snowman, and then his little foot just kind of says, hey, color me. It's a little shaded in there too. And I think that's all for the snowman for the blue. And then of course we can't forget to add a little pumpkin pie for the carrot, which is the nose. And that just kind of adds a little pop of color, which really completes him. So like in 2 seconds, very easy to color in that snowman. So yes. Oh, Paula has already answered Lisa's question. Thank you. So yeah, that's very interesting that the price comes up the same. So if you're interested in the whole suite of products with this, you'd want to enter in the items separately just to get the pricing separately. And what's interesting about that, to order the whole collection at once, I'm going to backtrack because it's an interesting previously asked question, is if you enter in this and get that price, does it give you the sale price for this paper? So it used to be sometimes that Stampin' Up! Would have a whole collection, and if you entered it in as one code number, there'd be a little bit of a savings. And so now it's more that there's not a savings. Yes, there's still the bundle savings of the dies and the stamp set, but it's more saving you the time to put in all these different codes. So this time you're going to want to put in all the different codes so that you get the 15% savings on the paper. And sometimes what happens when I order these suites is I'll want to order the whole suite and then end up ordering several packages of the cardstock too. So thank you, Paula, for sharing that already. Thanks for joining in, Peggy, and thanks, Kelly. Okay, so with that, then I am ready to do some assembly. So I'm just going to quick tape this onto here. So that little scalloped square onto the square, and then I just have cut a little piece of the designer series paper. This is 4 inches by 3.5 is what I decided to go with, because I wanted to give a good idea of what that paper looks like, because it's cute. And then I also wanted enough space for the snowflakes to show up on the purple posy paper too. Okay, so I have that there. And another thing that I wanted to show you is before I put it on here, because what do I always say when I'm at in-person events? Stop, is there a ribbon that should go around there? And there is. So in my sample, I used the beautiful, love this stuff, and it's part of the suite, the Snowflake Splendor ribbon, and it's gorgeous. It's like organdy, shimmery, and it has all those pinks, purples, blues kind of in there. And then the other one that looks really nice with this, especially with today's card, because I'm using the card base, is the metallic ribbon Seaside Spray. Yeah, Seaside Spray metallic ribbon. And so I thought, well, I'll show you it with this, and then I'll also make my sample with the other, so you can kind of get an idea of what both of them look like. And I really like the iridescent ribbon. It's really pretty, but I'm also such a fan of blue, and then having that silvery metallic shine through that is just an added fun thing too. So I'm just going to tie my usual little knot, not a bow, but my usual knot around here like so. And if there's a twist, since I'm putting my snowman on top, I can deal with that later. So I'm not too worried about that. And I'm just going to cut it there and cut it there. And I think both of these ribbons are so fun because the shininess of it just kind of really matches that paper. And then I can go ahead and just put my tape on. Yeah, and it's so true, Paula, that ribbon does take on whatever color you're kind of using it with. I know I've used it for other projects for my Facebook Lives, and it's kind of like, I like to call stuff like that my chameleon ribbon, because it's kind of just what it does. All right, so I'm gonna put this on, and I just love how all of these pastel colors are so pretty. And then I'm going to take this guy and just pop it up. Hi, Leah, how are you today? And Cheryl's on too. Lots of people done with their work for the day, so it's great to see you here, and hopefully it's a good time, so I'm not taking up your evening when you just want to relax and do something later too. Okay, so getting all these sticky tops off my dimensionals so that I can put that on there. So there was a little twist in the ribbon, but like I said, putting this guy on here will help to kind of plop that ribbon down. So how fun is that? I just think it's kind of cute, and yet I feel like it's kind of crooked. I don't know, I've just been off like the last day or two, just by like not even a hair, but it just bothers me to no end. I used to look at other people's projects and go, it's not really that bad, but now lately it's really bugging me when mine's off just a little bit. Okay, I already feel like that's way better. Thanks, Paula. Okay, and then for my little added extras that I always like to kind of put with the card, I'll start by, oh, and I forgot to, as I was putting this on, show the difference of Highland Heather. So yeah, that's the Highland Heather is what they suggest with that, and it would work fine, but I just love the softness of the purple posy. So if you already have Highland Heather, don't feel like you have to go and buy purple posy unless you just need that. Yes, and Tori, it's so true. That snowman is just the cutest. Okay, so I'm going to start by finishing the card on the inside. So I have put the Let It Snow sentiment with the little snowflakes. I put them right on the same block, so I can just ink up one time and stamp it one time, and then I know it's also straight together and I don't have one going crooked from the other, which is kind of hard to do with these snowflakes. I like snowflakes like that when they're kind of forgiving and can kind of go anywhere. So that's going to be for the inside. And then for the outside, I think, honestly, this is my third card in a row that I'm using my Wink of Stella. So I'm just going to brush a generous amount of my Wink of Stella. This is a new one, so I'm always like, okay, Belle, don't over squeeze, or you're going to have a mess that looks like a mercury thermometer. But I want to get a generous amount on there so that it really shows. And I'm going to go over my snow on the ground and just kind of the whole ground area like that too. Okay, lots of that. And then I love, especially for something like this that has like little tiny images on there, I love these adhesive back snowflakes because they're really tiny too. And so the fun thing about these, like I would say suggested, Stampin' Up! Has these as a suggested item because it matches so perfectly the blue adhesive back gems. I've been using those a lot, but I thought, oh, these are perfect. And they're still in the holiday catalog, just on a different page. And they have some that are more of the blue tones and some that are more of the pink tones. So both of these would go great with either of like the papers that you're using when it comes to the blues towards the pinks and things like that. So I'm just going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to pick ones that kind of have a little bit more pink to them, and some that maybe have a little bit more white or cream to them. And yet these two are kind of like chameleons. I feel like they hit the light right, and all of a sudden they'll look like something else. I'm actually going to cover up that snowflake a little bit, and then add another one down here. I'm going to cover it up a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So I'm actually putting 4 on because I think 4 just looks like the right amount, the way it's kind of scattered throughout that. Usually I go with odd numbers of things, but I really like that. So that's kind of my finishing touch to the card, is having some of the snowflakes on there, and then that wink of Stella, which will help. It almost sometimes makes your ribbon look like it's shinier and everything else kind of just more magical and special. And I see that my ribbon doesn't look like it's the same length there. That was going to bug me too. Okay, so that is the card for this evening. I was going to say for the day, but I've already done one earlier today. All right, so let me get my camera switched around here. And so yeah, earlier today, I did my Facebook Live in the morning, and like I said, for you guys, for your benefit, I actually changed shirts. So if you are just getting on Facebook for the first time today and go, okay, I think I saw her, if I wore the same shirt, you might think that I had technical difficulties and I'm just reposting or something. So I changed shirts so that if you're just glancing and see like a thumbnail of me, you'll know that it is 2 different videos for today. So this is card number 7 for October Stamp Camp out of 10. And how you can get my 10 cards is if you place a minimum order using the host code, and I had it on my workstation. It's never very clear, but I'm going to post it with my still shot of my card. Then if you place a minimum $75 order, you get my set of 10 cards for free. And if you go, you know what, I just want those set of 10 cards, just let me know and I can put you on my list to get them, and the cost of that is just $22. So hopefully you can get some inspiration from that, and I should be getting those out to you guys next week, even though I still have cards 8, 9, and 10. So tomorrow I should be ready to bring you card number 8, and it'll probably be earlier than this. I would want to say even before noon, but sometimes my days get away from me and sometimes my time's not my own. So so yeah, you can look for that there. But right now I'm going to upload this card so that you have that, and then I will also list all the products used that I have used to make the card too. So it's fun to see all of your reactions to the snowman, because I think we all do feel the same. If you live around here, we're not excited about the snow, but it is fun to craft with anything snow related and just kind of cozy, like Tori said, and the snowman's just adorable. So thanks so much for joining in, and thanks so much for the conversations today. That's great. I think it helps everybody to learn from each other too. So have a great night.